it's almost like this increase in accuracy makes the conversation about counter value targeting and
Oh,
counter force targeting
oh,
kind of very different conversations, because if
yeah.
you're counter value targeting, you're still going to rely on killing a lot of people. I mean, but if
Well,
you're in this
I'm
game,
trying to suggest that there are things you can do that don't kill people, but worry people enough to say stop.
you know,
And,
I'm not that this is something we've disagreed on before,
well,
because I think if you're talking
some
about,
people, civilians in particular, uh, like the idea of lots of blood to end things, and they may be right.
but Henry, if you're targeting a nuclear power plant, I'm sorry, you know, I've said this to you before, that's counter value targeting, my friend.
Yeah,
Like,
but you
because
didn't.
if you're
Yeah, but
creating Chernobyl, you're killing hundreds of thousands of people.
Steph, stop. You didn't watch all of the points before that. In other words, you have the opportunity of putting something in the parking lot, shutting everything down, killing no one.
Right.
You have the option of saying, okay, I'm going to get more serious. I'll make you operate off the diesel generators.
Right.
In other words, you can do this in steps. Now, I am not arguing that you should do this. Not only that, but if you do the simulations, and I've been doing the work, there are periods of time where you can hit things, even have a radiological release, but almost no one gets killed. So there are variations on this. And I think you've got to pay attention. It's not a binary. If you get into the binary character of war or any action, then things, they don't need analysis. You just throw
Look,
the
I think
switch.
that's one of the main points you're making, is that
Yeah,
this thing is scalable now
right.
in a way which is just very different, you know,
Than
because
what it was
it can
before.
sort of run from, you know, here
Right.
all the
Yeah.
way
You get,
to
that's the
the
point.
city, right?
That's
Every
it.
point along that vector is
Well, yeah. And it puts more of a premium on trying to think things through a little bit. Now, I'm one thing that we got into the habit of saying, and I think it was true in the Cold War period, when we were relying on those massive weapons to do military and Bravo and Delta targets. I remember Frederick Clay once interrupted. Someone made an argument, and it was the politically correct argument on the hawkish side, which is, well, you know, nuclear weapons deter. To make sure they deter, we have to make sure they go off, and we want to know that they're exactly going to produce the yield they should. So we need to do lots of testing to make sure that. And he got up, he said, excuse me, if one of these things ever goes off, who the heck knows what's going to happen? We're not going to be worried about whether the yield, you know, was 70% or 20%. It's going to be a whole new avenue and arena that we just don't have the ability to understand. So there is a tendency to think today that, well, if a war starts, well, you know, that's it. We can't think about it. I think what I'm trying to argue is the point you're making, that it's because of the scalability, that is a moral cop-out.
right.
That maybe they're right, that, you know, that my notion that this can be rationalized very much may be stupid as well. But boy, you really want to run the traps on this before you come to that conclusion. And I'm not sure we've even begun. Because when I talk to people about this offense defense competition, 10, 20 years in a roadmap, everybody looks at it like, well, no, we haven't done that. Why would you bother? And I go, well, you want to know how much you can play that out and how much you can iterate and whether it's worth doing. You need to at least fail at that. I don't know that we're trying very hard. It may be a dead end, but I'm not convinced we know.